Hey, everybody, welcome to I Am One, where I am one with the Creator and one with myself. Good to be here with you on this second Sunday of August, August 11, 2024, and hope that you are all doing well. So, been a little bit since I've been on here, but I wanted to come on and check in with you all. And what I first want to say is thank you all for everyone who has subscribed to this channel. Um, I've had several channels throughout the years on YouTube. And so when I get to a certain point in my walk, I take the old channel down and I start a new one. And this is by far the most interaction that I've had on any of my channels. So I thank you all for subscribing. We hit 200. Whoop, whoop. I don't come on to try to get numbers. I just come on to share. And I'm thankful that you take the time to listen. To interact with your comments or your likes or whatever the case may be. So I just first want to say thank you. I've been off for a little bit because I've been under the weather. I celebrated another year around the sun about 2 weeks ago, towards the end of July. Um, and last time I came on, I was kind of coming down with some sort of illness. And I think I was telling you about it. I felt like my body was shutting down, and it was. Um, Never in my life have I had a sinus infection. And let me tell you something. Never again do I want to have a sinus infection. I grew up with allergies, um, having the puffy eyes and mainly the puffy eyes and, the itchy eyes and stuff like that. But I've never had any sinus issues with that. And so to come down with this, it was something crazy. And I just realized that, which is part of what I want to talk about today. I just realized that at some point, and I had to admit it, and I hope I don't get emotional because I've already gone there and I just want to share. But I realized that and had to say out loud that I am tired of being the strong one. Anybody out there like that? You're tired of being the strong one. You're tired of being the one that everybody can depend on because you're the go to and you do whatever is necessary and you're willing to help and you're willing to be all that you can be for everybody that you can be that for, right? That's me. I'm a Leo. I love to help. I'm a team player. Um, I do my part. I want everybody to shine. I don't see myself as a loser, and so if you're going to be around me, you can't be a loser. That kind of thing. If you can relate, then you feel what I feel. So when you're that kind of a person, after a while, you realize you've taken on too much. You realize that you've allowed yourself to take on too much, or you've allowed others to put on you more than what you should have said yes to. So anyway, that's kind of where I was, and had to admit that, and not just at work, but personally as well. Um, there's a lot I'm responsible for. I'm a mother. I'm a wife. I'm a supervisor at work, so I have responsibilities with people under me as far as supervising, monitoring, and keeping everybody in compliance, blah, 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 you know. And so after a while, that just takes a toll. And then, you've got your own team, and then you're trying to support another team that's struggling. And so you kind of take on some of their burden and lift the burden for them, but then that's a burden that you're taking on for yourself. So there's a lot that goes on. And you all know it. This isn't a pity party. This is just telling the truth and moving through it. And so that's where I was. I found myself having to say, I'm tired of being the strong one. I'm tired of being the one that everybody can depend on. And when I need to depend on, I can't because the ones who I could go to, I'm already I'm already helping them. So how can they help me when I'm still giving them a helping hand? So just going through all that, and at some point I'll tell you what point it was. It was because I'm okay with being transparent. I think whether if you're still in the church or you see yourself as a witch or a sorcerer or occultist or spiritualist, whatever title you give yourself, you have to be honest with yourself with whatever path you're walking on, whatever path you're going down. You still have to be honest with yourself. And so it was 8/8. So that was Thursday, the Lionsgate day of all days. That's supposed to be the day where you see the portal and everybody's all pumped. I'm going to go through the portal and yeah, we're going to get the strength and we're going to manifest and we're going to do all this and we're going to have all that and blah, 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 blah. And yet on that very day, I went to my African tarot deck and I pulled the Eight of Spears. And the spears is supposed to represent wands in the traditional tarot deck. And it was in reverse. So naturally, it would speak of abundance. But because it was reversed, it was speaking about being operating from a place of desperation or victimhood. And when I saw that, because it was 8/8, I wanted to be pumped up. And the card, if you want to really know the truth is going to find itself to you. And when that card said that to me, I think that was where I really had to say, I'm tired of being the strong one. I'm tired of being the one everybody can depend on. Because when you get so much put on your shoulders, you eventually operate not from a place of assuredness, not from a place of pure confidence. But you start because there's so much, and you've got to look at this, and then you can't forget that, and then, oh, by the way, this is still due, and you have all this stuff that's coming at you at the same time from every direction, not just the north, south, east, and west, and those directions in between. At some point, you start operating out of a place of desperation. I gotta get this done. I gotta get this done because they're depending on me and I don't want to fail. I gotta get this done. This has to work. If this doesn't work, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And then you lose your sense of strategy. You lose your sense of confidence. You lose your sense of ingenuity, your ability to just think it through. Because now you're scattered. And now there's everything at you at the same time. And you can't, it's like you're running around like a chicken with the head cut off. You don't know which direction to go, and because you got to go in all of them, but you don't know which way to start to get to this piece, to get to that piece, to get to this piece, to put the whole piece of the puzzle together. And so you find yourself in a place of desperation and you're grasping at straws because you're not really using what you already have within you because you have all this to go on and you can't focus and you can't ground, and then throw a sickness on top of it, and then all hell breaks loose, right? That's where I was. And I had to have a major, major, major breakdown. And I had to have I just had to let it all out. I had to cleanse. That Lionsgate portal that everybody talks about manifesting, I had to manifest a cleanse. I had to physically and spiritually just cleanse myself. And it came through the tears, and it came through the admission, and it came through, I can't do this anymore. I can't take this anymore. This is not, I had to say it wasn't fair, and I put it all on myself. Some of it was put on me, but a lot of it I allowed to be put on me. And so I had to have a reset. And I hope this encourages somebody. I had to have a reset. I had to say, yes, I'm responsible for this. I wasn't trying to run away from the responsibility. I just had to I had to come to grips with, okay, now that it's my responsibility, how am I going to handle all this? And some of it may be you're going to have to hand some stuff back to those who are responsible for it. You're going to have to say, I thought I was able to help, but right now I'm not in a place where I can take this on. I'm going to have to give this back to you. There's some things that somebody put on you because they thought you could handle it. And you're going to have to tell them, I appreciate you thinking about me in this way, but I can't take this right now. You're going to have to give it to somebody else, or you're going to have to take care of it. We are not built to carry every single load, male or female. I don't care who you are. We're not built to carry every single load. We are built to carry what we are built to carry. Nothing more, nothing less. And when you realize that you're starting to break down, that's because you have taken on more than you're supposed to, or you've allowed those to put on you that was not supposed to be yours in the first place. And I had to have a heart to heart with my supervisor and say, "Hey, this isn't right." And I had to give something back to her that she thought, "Oh, well, I thought that you would be able." I said, "Yeah, but I'm doing this, this, and this, and this. And what is so and so doing? And if I'm helping so and so and so, and now you still want to put this on me because you think I can handle it, I can't right now. I can't. I cannot do it. I'm willing to be a team player, but we got to make this fair. And if so and so isn't getting it, I shouldn't have to take on extra either." And she took it back. We as magicians, we as spiritual people, we as whatever title you want to give yourself, we got to know our limit. We are very successful. We are very prosperous. We can be very successful and very prosperous. We can walk in abundance. We can do all those things. But killing yourself in the process, what is that really going to get you? How are you going to be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor if by the time you get it all, you're so exhausted you can't enjoy it? By the time you get it all, you've had a major stroke or heart attack and you're no longer in this realm and you can't enjoy it. What is the purpose of all that? It makes no sense. And we have to start making sense. We want to do work for everybody else and see them prosperous, and we want our loved ones to be prosperous, and we do, and we should. But killing yourself, trying to get them there, trying to get yourself there, that is not the way to go. That's not the way I'm going to go. So this morning I had some incredible, I mean, I was so ill, I couldn't even do, I tried to do a daily ritual. I tried, there's like planetary magic where I will, at least on the days that I really want to get it done on, those certain days I get it on. Tuesday is one major day for me. Sunday is a major day for me. And throughout the week, depending on my schedule, I fit those in as I can fit them in. Um, but I couldn't even do that. I was so burnout. I was so broken down in my body and spiritually. I couldn't even do that. And what I could do, I didn't even have the strength to do the whole ritual to get, I mean, usually I can stand and I can, do what I do as I'm doing my process. I could barely stand on my feet for more than 5 minutes. Shame on me. So I'm on the other end of that. And this morning I had, like I said, I had a great time of ritual. I usually try to do first Sunday because it's the first day of the week. It's the day I had breakfast with my ancestors. And so I'm recalibrated, I'm rejuvenated. I've spent time with them. I've heard from them. I cook them, their meal, and I give them what I want to give them. And we have that time. And this morning, I said something to myself when I was doing my first ritual for the first part of the day, and I'm just going to read what I said or what I wrote down. I said, "My work shines like a beacon. I don't need to be seen." I have it upside down. Hold on a second. "My work shines like a beacon. I don't need to be seen, but my presence is always noticed." I don't need to be seen, but my presence is always noticed. And while I was doing my spirit work this morning, I happened to look down. I was sitting on the floor on my mat, and I happened to look down, and there was a spider that was, just doing the spider thing, wasn't trying to hurt me or anything. And so, after I was done, I got my animal cards, and I found the spider card. Sorry, I found the spider card. Spiders represent abundance, but it's abundance from the work that you do. But why this card is important to me is because of the statement I made. You don't always see the spider making its web, but you know that the spider was there because of the web. That's what I mean by I don't have to be seen. My work is a beacon. You know, you will know that I was there by the work that has been performed. You will know that I was there by the job that has been accomplished, not because you saw me do it, but because of the results. We don't always see the spider making the web. Rarely do you see the spider. Actually, I've never actually seen a spider making a web. I've seen a spider, come down from the ceiling, or I've seen a spider crawling around. I've never seen a spider making a web. But when I've seen a web, I know that a spider has been present. I've been watching the Olympics, and one of the sprinters, you know what I'm talking about, don't need to say his name, loud and boisterous. It is one thing to be loud and boisterous when you can back it up. But when you can't back it up, let your work speak for you. You don't need to be heard all the time. You don't need to be seen all the time. Let the work speak for you. So then I pulled another card because, I want to get a whole picture. I don't just want to get up and shout and joy, have joy over one card. So then the next card I pulled, and I went to my African tarot deck. So the next card I pulled was the Six of Discs, but it was in reverse. Now, again, normally this speaks of abundance. But look at the card. Let me see if I can bring it closer so you can see it, get a good picture of it. You don't need to see me, just look at that. So you see this woman? She has her abundance. She has the scales in her hand, and she's weighing out, being charitable to other people. But because I pulled it in reverse, normally when you get this card, and based on how it's presented in the book, it'll say this, be aware of being stingy or not being empathetic to others. But based on what I'm going through, with my intuition, this says to me, uh, pay attention, because when you give too much, when you put too much on you, you don't have the clarity to have the discernment that you need. So this for me is not about being stingy. This for me is about hold off, wait a minute. Not that you don't want to help, but if it's killing you to do that, stop, take a breath. Then, to sum it all up, I pulled out my Angelarium deck, and this is the card that comes up. Yesod. Now, this card talks about your root and your connection. And if you look at it again, here's the picture you see. You, talking about the Lionsgate portal, you are the portal. This is you. This is me. Look within yourself. Everything you need, you have. All you need to do is step back and look within yourself. The abundance you want, it's already in you. The success you want, it's already in you. The power you want, it's already in you. But you're going to have to take care of yourself. You're going to have to be the one that's noticed without being seen, without being heard. You're going to have to be the one that has some discernment. that yes, you're willing to give, you're willing to be the team player, you're willing to help out, but you're also willing, I'll even use the word, you're also willing to be stingy when it's necessary. Because you can't break your back helping everybody. So, with that, I hope that that encourages you as you go through this week, the rest of this month, whatever period or time frame or era that you may be in at this time. Hope that blesses you. Hope that encourages you. Have a good day. Have a great week ahead. And I will see you next time. Peace and blessings to you all.